and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I film I like to call them my teaser videos for my lives. So sometimes you'll see that I'll post like a cute teaser with some music behind it, and a lot of you ask me to show you guys how I edit that footage and put it all together with music and titles and then post it to my Facebook group. So if you want to see how I do that, then just keep watching. Okay, so the very first thing that I do is I actually use my iPhone. This is an iPhone 8 Plus. And I usually shoot my videos in either 720 or 1080. You can do it in 4X. It's going to take up a lot more memory, and sometimes it can be incompatible with some of your software on your computer. But I also use iMovie as an app on my phone, so it's super easy, and I'll walk you guys through that next. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I do is I use my phone's camera in video mode, and when I'm in video mode, I make sure that I have the camera turned this way, not this way. This way, because what you're going to end up with, unlike your Facebook Lives when you're selling and you're vertical, if you shoot in a vertical spec, you're going to have black bars on both sides of your finished video. So you want to shoot in horizontal mode, turn your camera on, go into video mode, there we go, and now I can see you, you can see me, and you're ready to go. Now, one of the things about editing is it's a beautiful thing, because if you mess up, if you aren't ready, if you wobble, you have the power to fix it in post, which is back in editing, and it looks beautiful at the end. So what I like to do is I will film, but I will do some crazy things along the way, and then it doesn't really make any sense while you're splicing together your footage, but in the end, you'll have these great cutaway shots. So what I'll do is I make sure that there's enough light on the piece, and then I will hit video. I can be recording right now and just like, I'm not actually shooting anything. But remember, you can edit that part out. So what I'll do sometimes is I will go up like this, give people a sneak peek, and then kind of trail off like that. Okay, so that's one way. Or I will come this way and just go up and go that way, right? So I'll do that, and then I'll change the piece. Okay, so for now, this piece, this keyhole is what I really want to focus on, and black is historically hard to film and photograph. So it might come off a little gray or ashy on camera, and that's okay, but I really want to give a nice little sneak snippet of this keyhole here. So I will step back, and again, you're going to do a lot of editing and fun stuff in post, so just get footage right now. That's all that really matters, is get some footage. So I'll go up, zero in on that keyhole, and then move away, right? Or maybe I'll go like this. These are all cutaway shots. And pull away. Okay, so then I'm going to do that with all the other pieces I plan to show. And next up, I'm going to show you guys how to use iMovie as a way to edit that footage that you just got and piece together a really cute, you can even do this for full-on styling guide videos if you really wanted to. So hopefully this is all helping you. If you want to see how the rest of it goes in editing, just keep watching.
Okay, so here is the part of, I'm doing voiceover on this part because I was actually editing on my phone. So what you're seeing here is me in iMovie, the app on my actual device, my phone. There's one on a laptop you can do too, which is what I'm editing this movie with. So there's a lot of really easy to use simple functions, and you can play around with this. You might want to watch maybe a YouTube video on how to cut and split, but it's very simple. They give you the easiest functions on the mobile app version. So what I'm doing first is I have my footage here, and I've decided to make it completely mute, so there's no music, but also, or there's no sound, so none of my sound, none of my voice you can hear. But also what I'm doing is, you guys know it ends up being slow motion when I play it back. So I'm cutting out some pieces that aren't necessary. You're going to go in and cut those pieces where you see yourself or the mirror. But look at this shot. You see how quickly it pans up? We're going to actually slow that down. So when I go to that little timer, you can make the footage move faster or slower. So I've decided to take it down about maybe 2.5 steps, and I'm just playing it back right now to make sure that I'm getting like right there, like that dramatic kind of cascade up and then the cutaway. But with this cutaway, what I'm trying to get, after making sure that part looks really good, that the cutaway doesn't show too much of my mirror, the background, and so I'm going to cut right where I need it to cut. But again, these functions are super easy, and there I am, so I see myself, and I'm like, okay, well, let's cut out some of this junk, right? So boom, gone. Cut that out, and it's so easy. Like once you get the hang of this, I promise you, I think I can knock this out a couple minutes sometimes. For my sneak peek videos, a few minutes really. Here I have decided to put together the other piece that I did, the black keyhole tunic. So I'm finding just the right spot for them to kind of mesh together. And by that, I mean I'm going to add a transition. So that really cool fading look, you know, where one goes into the other. So I've added this footage. And so that's what you guys saw me doing on the computer or on my phone right now. I was going down, I was getting the shot, but I have to cut that part where you saw me in the background. So I've got the perfect amount of footage and I've got it just where I want it. What's the next thing I'm going to do with this? I'm probably going to slow it down, make it maybe the same pace that the cheetah print was. I'm just trying to find the right spot to cut away. So you go in, you cut it, you split it, and then you can use your finger to touch that clip of footage and push it away. It's really cool. It's like a dragging kind of motion. So there's that footage right there that we liked. And now I see what I did is I added a transition. Those little triangles between the footage, that means that we added some sort of transition. So I've added a transition. There we go. And then I've slowed this down to match that cheetah print. Yeah. So there we go. I'm just going back and forth, making sure it's all kind of meshing together. And I'm pretty happy with actually how it came out. Especially when you're crunched on time. Getting to know this and having it on your phone is amazing. Yep, just going back over it one more time. Making sure I love it. One of my friends messaged me like right as I was doing this. It was super funny. Okay, so we got that. And then I'm going to do the next shirt. Pushing away. Love it. Now all I have to do is cut. This is all footage. I had my phone sitting down. I didn't need it. I told you guys it's totally fine because you can just go back in and edit. So I'm going to go to where I want to start the shirt cascade. Right there. You see what I did is I cut that footage. I used my finger and I swooped out the dead footage. That right there is I'm adding that transition, that fade to black or that fade to white. You can play and have it cross dissolve. It's super cool. And then I'm going to go in and make sure right there kind of is where I want to get that tie detail. So I want to make sure that I got the footage just the right way. And again, being cognizant, see I have boxes in the background, right? So I only want to show those for like a second or two. So I'm trying to find the right time to cut this piece. And that's what I'm kind of figuring out is when am I going to cut this? Oh, those stupid boxes. All right, so I'm trying it again. And what I'm doing to move that cursor is my finger on my phone. If you're on your desktop, you are using some other things too. And then I'll show you guys how to add music too. And the music you're going to end up finding, oh gosh, so many places. YouTube has a creator studio. I like to use that because it's royalty free. You always want to use royalty free music in your content because if it gets flagged for copyright infringement, it can get pulled and you don't want to lose really valuable, resourceful, and creative content that you made and put hard work into. So try to use that. I know SoundCloud also has some really great royalty-free music. And even I think you can buy, like I actually bought an album on iTunes that was royalty-free music. It was kind of funny. I was like, I don't know how to do this actually, but I'm going to give it a try. And I bought royalty-free music. It was crazy. So once that's all done, and you've just got some dead space here, you can actually start to think about the music you're going to do. And once you are done editing and you're happy with it, you're going to actually save it. And you can always go back to it. You can keep editing. So if you see now, I'm going to save it. I'm going to change the name of it to Thursday Sneak Peek because that's what this content is. And now it's saved in your phone and you can refer back to it when you are ready to. All right, so again, we're going to add some music to this. Again, like I said, you want to make sure it's always royalty free. This is where you'll be storing your music. There's some pre-selected options, which are very nice, easy, playful. Some are like, they're very unique, but there are some available on iMovie that you can use. But if you want to get your own music, that's totally fine. It's going to be under your audio or your iCloud drive. And you're going to find pieces, again, from SoundCloud, from YouTube Creator Studio, I think that's what it's called. Or you can just buy some music from iTunes if you typed in royalty-free music. So as you saw, I grabbed a song called Nimbus from my drive that I got from YouTube. And then I placed it. And when it's playing, you can change how loud it is, if it's in the foreground or the background. But right now I'm just kind of playing with the sound of it. I want it to be a little louder, a little softer, but I did select my music and it's going to play throughout the entire video. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to add a title. So you saw where I clicked that letter T, and there are different graphics that can flash on the screen as your opening or ending title. But since I want people to know that I'm having my sale tonight, or in this case, that Thursday night, I always like to end that with a see you tonight with the time Pacific and Eastern Standard Time so that they see it and that's the last thing they see before this ends. So you've got a plethora of options when you hit that capital T, and then you can type whatever you like. But for me, for these sneak peeks, I like to tell people what time they can find me on my live business page. And it's super easy to do that. And then you can place it. So I went with that one because I love it. And you can do it in the center or lower, but that capital T is where you're going to find your title. So I'm just making sure it's where I want it. It's going to come in right now. And you can see that capital T in the upper left-hand corner of this shot. And that's it. That's it. So I'm looking at it. I'm pretty happy with it. The music is the right pace. I wanted fade out to black on the beginning and the end. So when the video ends, it fades to black, just like the beginning came in. It faded in from black. So I'm pretty happy, and I want to make sure that it saves again. So I went back and saved it. And then from there, ba-boom, you're good to go. So I'm just looking at it one more time, making sure it looks good. And I think I'm pretty pumped about it. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to show you guys the finished product at the end.
So hopefully all of that helped you guys get a better understanding of how much freedom and creativity you truly can have when you make videos like this. You can use your cell phone. I actually use iMovie on my laptop sometimes if I'm doing something that needs a little bit more intricate editing for splitting my pieces. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Again, and this kind of thing is a lot of practicing and playing around. You really can't do anything wrong. You can always go back and edit, and it's not in the universe forever until you hit publish. So don't stress out about it. Have fun. Remember, you can get your royalty-free music usually from YouTube Creator Studio, or there's some sampling of audio available for you free to use on the iMovie platform. So pick one of those, choose the volume and the length, and you are good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped. Bye.